Stan. Still, plenty of good, clean, fresh air whistling in and out your lungs, eh?
Ah, you think all the air around here fresh?
Fresher than the cell in Walton, mate.
There's my window money, Mr. Ogden.
Oh, thank you.
You wouldn't like to earn a little something extra, would you?
And so long as it doesn't entail work, we're eager and willing, missus.
Well, it does rather. I want the piano moving from the front room into the living room.
Well, that killed me. You know my recent medical history, don't you?
Yeah, mine's not up to piano moving, neither.
I'll move it for you, Emily.
It is a two-man job, Jerry.
You mean to tell me that a Liverpool tearaway like you reckons it's too weak to shift a piano? Thought you're all supposed to be hard men, you scousers.
Look, I could spin that piano around on my little finger if I had a mind to.
All right, then prove it.
And I'm not that easily conned. But as a favour to you, Mrs. Bishop, I will put my muscle where my mouth is. Lead the way.
I'll see you later, Eddie.
I'll be blowed if I can ever see why we're doing this.
Oh, it's easy enough. When you can't afford out new, you shuffle old stuff about. Try and make the place look a bit different. You'll find out what I mean when you've been wed a few years.
Have we quite finished? Because if we have, I'd like to get to work.
Yeah, that'll do. There is a limit at permutations you can do with furniture like ours. I reckon we had it like this in 1970.
71. See ya.
Hey.
Hey, what?
You are going to get it today.
I said.
Ah, you said yesterday and the day before, but you didn't. A bride's got to have a headdress, Deirdre. Like an Eccles cake has to have currants. Unless you're reckoning on walking down the aisle in a pixie hood.
I said I'd get it. Left hand down a little. You can tell I've taken driving lessons, can't you? Can you manage? Ooh, perfect. Marvellous. Thank you very much indeed.
It's been a pleasure, missus. Just send me cheque through to me agent, will you?
Oh, yes, of course. I'd forgotten.
He was only joking, Emily. We don't want paying for doing you
I wasn't joking.
As I was saying, we don't want paying for doing you a favour. I mean, you who's done hundreds of favours for other folk in your time, probably thousands.
I'm blushing, Jerry, but thanks anyway.
I wonder your firm's in a bad way, if that's the way you do business.
We're not in a bad way, as a matter of fact. Got a fair little eating contract on at the moment. In fact, the yard's stacked out with copper piping and such like, you know.
I'm very glad to hear it, Jerry, very glad.
Do you know what I'd be very glad to hear, missus? Seeing as I've got a charitable institution for a mate.
What?
Them three little words. What are you having next time you're in the Rovers?
And so you shall, Mr. Yates.
Hey, Mr. Yates, do you hear that? There's only two people ever called me that. The barrister who spoke up for me and the judge who sentenced me.
Well, come on, Mr. Yates. I don't think that Emily wants to hear about your life story. It's not for delicate ears.
Yeah, you were a grand little lad. I thought there were lots of Ken in him.
Yeah, there were a lot of me in him and all.
God help him.
I heard that.
Has Ken taken Peter back to Glasgow then?
Aye, 9 o'clock this morning.
I'll miss him, what little I saw of him.
You won't miss him as much as I will.
Poor Mr. Tatlock losing his only grandson.
Again?
It's queer when you think of it, isn't it? Peter and his sister living up there and Ken living down here. Well, you'd think...
Ken would make them come and live down here with him, whether they like it or not.
Well, they're old enough to manage without a father now, aren't they?
Well, Ken's the modern breed of father, love. He falls in with what the kids want, which means he's not sure what he wants for them.
Yeah, but what advice can you give kids today? I mean, well, what values are there? There aren't any other except might is right and greed is God.
Maybe we're better off without him.
No.
No.
Yeah. Hey, is my oppo skiving in here?
If you mean your employer's keeping a mug of tea warm for you out back.
Past master at it, isn't he? The art of doing nothing.
He invented it, love.
Do you know, I think they must have you on the end of a long string in here, so they can keep all of you in every 5 minutes. Hey, you can get strong tea, you know.
I'm taking malted milk for my health, aren't I? There's your tea.
Usually find that. Fella who likes his pint likes his cuppa as well. They've both done more harm to British industry than any of that lack of investment. Ta.
Have you done Curry Street?
Hey?
Have you done Curry Street?
Left-hand side. I've left the right-hand side for you.
Oh, thanks very much.
Ask me who won the cup in 1965.
Eh?
Ask me who won the cup in 1965.
Well, who won the cup in 1965?
Liverpool. Beat Leeds 2-1.
So what?
Well, I'm trying to jolt my brain into action, aren't I?
Are you?
Look, there's something buzzing around inside it, trying to make itself understood to me. I can't just quite think what it is, but some of my best ideas come like that, you know.
Do they?
They do. I am very sensitive to suggestion and innuendo in me subconscious.
Are you?
Ask me who won the cup last year.
Liverpool. Even I know that. I'll ask you an hard one, shall I? Who won the cup in 1904 at Crystal Palace?
Stanley, I wanted me brain jolting, not rupturing. No, it'll come into me conscious in its own good time. They usually do. Who did win the cup in 1904?
Manchester City, 4 times to Liverpool's twice.
Yeah, well, it must have been a fluke. Anyway, shut up, will you? I'm going into a trance. See if that'll do it.
You look like a flipping butter.
Yeah, 32, like I said.
You're holding yourself in. Let yourself go.
No, I'm not holding myself in.
34, like I said. You need to lose at least 2 inches if you want to look like a fit young bridegroom on that beach instead of like a pregnant pig.
That's very charming.
Well, if you can't get honesty from your friends, who can you get it from?
I do wish you wouldn't be quite so intimate with Bet, the man in your position.
Mum, I don't have to shun the older female species just because I'm getting wed, you know.
Forsaking all others.
Oh.
The church's word, not mine. By the way, do you know that man I just served?
No, why should I?
Thought I'd seen him somewhere before.
Thank you, Albert.
Right, thank you. You know, I reckon I paid last night.
I paid for the drinks last night. Ask Mrs. Walker if you don't believe me.
It must have been me, because the 50p piece that I had's gone, and I haven't been anywhere else to spend it.
Look, Albert, I'm tired of you saying it's not your turn to pay when it is. In future, we'll buy us own drinks.
Oh, that'd make me look a right one, wouldn't it?
Well, how's that?
Well, I come in here with you, a fella with a woman, never put me hand down to buy a drink. What are folks going to think?
Oh, I didn't think you'd care so long as it weren't costing you anything.
What's that care? Still got me pride.
Well, old folks can't afford to have pride. All we're concerned is surviving as comfortably as we can.
Now look here, Minnie Colwell. I'll buy you a drink when it's my turn. Surviving isn't the only thing in life.
All right. But just for the last time, it was your turn just then.
Like if you say so.
I do.
And what happened to me 10 bob bit then?
Hello there.
Alec Gilroy. What a surprise. What are you doing round here?
Oh, I felt the need as I was driving past, so I popped in. Will you have one with me?
Why not?
Still vodka and lime?
As ever. Don't change much, do I?
No, you don't. You know, you could have been big, love. Very big.
Oh, yeah. My father's ducks laid rubies.
Vodka and lime, please.
Excuse me, do I know you from somewhere?
I doubt it.
What I did?
Get him in. Come on then, Stanley, say your piece.
Hey?
What he was going to say, only he's too shy. It's 3 pints on me.
That right, Stan?
Go on. Thank you very much, Stanley.
You know, what I like about Stanley is he never needs any prompting.
Have you seen Eddie, Bet?
No. What's up? Is he scarping with your ladders? He'll be tying them all together and rubbing a tower block.
Ain't no need to. He got 20 quid of mine. Well, mine and his.
Mate, am I glad to see you.
All right.
Yeah, you're Deirdre. She's thinking about joining the Wax.
Check the notice.
Was she rabbiting on this morning, or weren't she, about young Gail Potter and this air hostess in interview she's going for?
I didn't.
And now she
hear.
wishes it was her that was flying off into the wild blue yonder.
I said I didn't hear.
You're not a very good liar, mate.
Cheers, love. May your fox fur turn to mink.
Haven't even got a fox fur.
What are you up to these days?
Nothing. What about you?
Oh, I've moved up in the world, love.
Yeah, I thought there was something different about you. Slight air of prosperity. Only very slight, mind.
Yes, I'm saving up for a new suit any day now.
What's the big new deal, then?
Oh, I've only got into management, that's all.
Mean you're an agent?
From compere cum dog's body to agent overnight. I took over Joe Blunstone's business when he died. I've got over 100 acts on my books.
I didn't know Joe died.
Yeah, I got K-eyed once too often and his liver packed up.
Poor old Joe. He were a character. I can still see him now in that brown bowler.
Look, let's talk about the living, love. You and me.
Oh, come on, Alec. All that's behind me.
I meant it, you know, when I said you could have been big.
What as? Shop assistant, which is what I am now, by the way.
As a singer. Could find you work tonight.
No, thanks.
Well, think about it. The bright lights, the applause, the fellas.
Don't you mean the dingy dressing rooms, the four-letter words, and the mauling drunk?
Pays better than shop assisting.
That's true enough. I'll think about it.
Come on, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. What's your Stanley, me old China?
Listen, wait. What the heck's that?
That's a very good question, Stanley.
I think it's a miniature donkey myself.
That, gentlemen, is a guard dog.
What, you mean it works on buses?
What do you want with a guard dog?
That was the idea I couldn't think of this morning. Buying a guard dog with that 20 quid we made.
You're flipping balmy, aren't you?
Hey, what do you call it then, mate?
Fury. Fury by name and Fury by nature. It's going to make our fortune, Stanley.
I had enough of it last time, Al. Late nights, being nice to people you detest, skin going grey, never getting the fag smoke out your eyes.
But he was right about the money being good, though, wasn't he?
Money isn't everything.
It isn't everything. Just very nearly everything.
Well, it's not often we hear you say something cynical, Al.
I've lost a lot of my illusions these last few years. I mean, I was brought up with that hymn, you know, about building Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land. Bits we haven't covered with bingo halls, we're choking with exhaust fumes. You get the biggest slice of the cake you can, though, same as everybody else. That's how you'll be judged by your peers. See you.
He's right, you know.
Oh, come here. I thought you had some principles, too.
Not principles so much as inhibitions.
We are hearing some home truths, aren't we?
Surprised that you had the Yates behind a thing like that. You know what dogs do, don't you?
They have their uses, Ma.
They chase cats, that's what they do.
Good. I never said a word.
I don't think Fury would chase Bobby, if that's what you're thinking. I mean, he's been trained to guard, you see, not chase. That's why he's called a guard dog.
I don't care if he's a changing of the guard dog. He's not coming into my house.
It can be very hard, Ma. Very hard. Come on, Fury.
Well, we heard that, mate. Very unpleasant.
Listen, I'll find somewhere to keep him. Hey, Stan, how about you?
No chance. Ariel has this thing about animals, you know.
Yeah, the reminder of her husband.
Look, what was the idea of buying a guard dog in the first place, Eddie?
To flipping guard, what else?
Guard what, though?
Guard anything that needs guarding. Business premises, houses, anywhere that's susceptible to the criminal fraternity. There's a lot of money to be made in hiring out guard dogs, you know. This mate of mine in the pool, he retired on what he made out of hiring out guard dogs and hot dogs.
But, love, there's nought that needs guarding round here. Not round here.
No, you see, they invite the burglars into their houses round here. Only road they can get rid of the rubbish they've got.
Listen, it's not all rubbish. We know, don't we, Fury?
Well, don't you think he looks too friendly to be a guard dog?
That look is very misleading. That disguises a very fierce nature. Cost me an extra £5 that look, you know.
You're better off. She's supposed to be out looking for an headdress.
Oh.
Something up?
No.
Come on, what is it?
But it's just that she's been a bit quiet, you know, moody. And she's been talking about moving away from me. Not to me, but to others, you know.
Billy, love. She's a 19-year-old girl, 3 weeks away from her wedding. And she's in a turmoil. Doesn't even know what day it is. Not even on a Monday. It's a common enough complaint.
Well, as long as that's all it is.
It is.
All right, B. See you.
Kindly get that dog out of my house. I have never liked Alsatians. They are fickle, treacherous, and dangerous.
But he wouldn't harm a fly unless he gets the word from me, Mrs. Walker.
I reckon he'd have trouble harming a fly himself.
Me too.
Out! This second, out!
Well, actually, I was thinking of offering him to you to guard the till and your stock and things at night. He's very cheap.
Out!
All right, come on, Fury. We know when we're not wanted.
Hey, mate, did you know its back legs followed its front?
I still think it's a donkey.
Eddie,
Well,
hang on a minute.
Well,
I'll board him for the consideration.
hey, thanks, Mr. Tatlock.
Is he fierce?
I should say so.
Does he like cats?
Well, he don't as a rule, did he?
No, they don't, do they? Come on, let's give him his dinner.
Right. Hello, shop. not open to the public today, then?
No.
Are they out? What do you reckon?
I don't.
Not much fun, are they, these one-sided conversations?
I didn't start it.
Love trouble, is it?
You're a rolling stone, aren't you?
Not a spot of moss.
Enjoy it, dear.
Every minute.
Yeah, I thought you did.
Well, 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 if it isn't Clement, Freud and Henry.
Just the fellas. Would you gentlemen mind stepping back into the yard?
Why?
Because I'll show you something to your advantage. Come on, Fury. How much?
Hey?
How much is this lot worth?
200 quid.
And there it is, begging to be nicked. A pair of vicar's wives could walk in here, have it down a scrapyard before you could say Jack Robinson. And professionals wouldn't need that long.
What are you getting at?
What do you need? You need a guard dog.
Oh, not Fury there.
£2 a night. Starved to a snarl, he wouldn't let a draft through that door.
Oh, get lost when you're ready. Take Rin Tin Tin down a sauna bath or something.
150.
Ah, no chance.
A quid.
Beat it. We got work to do round here, you know.
All right, you know best, or so you think. But don't come running to Fury and me when you've got a crime wave on your hands, because I reckon we'll be employed elsewhere, fully and gainfully. Come on, Fury. Heel, boy.
You have to give him credit for trying.
Hello, I'm home.
Hello. Hey, what's all this then?
I've moved the piano into here.
Yeah, I can see that, but why?
To save our marriage.
Oh, come on, love, it wasn't as bad as all
We
that.
might just as well have been living apart. Me sitting in here every night watching telly and you in the front room playing that.
You're not going to be able to watch telly if I'm...
Oh, I don't watch much anyway.
You know, you really are a very nice person, apart from being a super wife.
I got Jerry and that Mr. Yates to move it.
Oh, glad you didn't ask me. Possible I can play a few celebratory chords.
Oh,
right?
if you like. And if you won't collapse that cake I've got in the oven.
Cheeky. Right. I'll start again.
Excellent, Ernest. Oh, it's very good. I didn't know you were so accomplished.
Oh, not really.
Oh, don't you believe him. He's very good. Classical pops, even top of the pops.
You look so square.
Don't always go by appearances. I'm really a red-hot popper at heart.
Hey, I wonder if...
What?
Well, Rita's got this offer to do some more singing in clubs and that, and, well, she's feeling a bit rusty, and she'd like someone to run over 1 or 2 numbers with.
Bring her round and I'll be only too happy.
Oh, well, I will. Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, looks as if you're going to have a floor show in your living room.
I didn't quite bargain for that. Sell you one.
What?
A smile, 'cause, brother, you need one.
Very probably.
I've not seen Deirdre today. She isn't ill, is she?
Since I haven't seen her either, I wouldn't know, would I?
Lover's tiff.
Pardon, dear.
You're Billy and Deirdre. They'll have had a lover's tiff.
Really? Well, if they have, it's their own business, isn't it?
Good evening.
Good evening. I just fancied a snifter before I go home to do my housework.
Gin and tonic, love. Tell me, dear, doesn't Deirdre help you with the housework?
Well, she tries, but she doesn't make a very good job of it. Well, neither do I, come to that. She'll probably try harder for your Billy, though.
I sincerely hope so. Tell me, there isn't anything untoward between Billy and Deirdre, is there?
You don't think so? Why?
Oh, nothing. I'm probably being oversensitive. It's a failing of mine.
I'm telling you, mate, he was asking a £5 a night for that beast. Isn't that right, Jerry?
Well,
I mean, we turned him down, but somebody else might not be as smart.
Well, I wish him luck. I've got money in that flaming animal.
Yes, mate, but will he be honest with you? Will he open his books to you? £3 stands paying.
He's still continuing the same school you had at dinner time.
That's right.
No, then it's your turn to pay, Langton.
I hope your hair falls out. That on your chest.
A £5 a night, you say?
now, come on, he's pulling your legs down.
I'm not.
He'll never get work for that flea-bitten old mongrel.
Hello. It's the man from Littlewoods.
So what's funny?
You are like that.
Funny? I don't feel funny.
I wondered if you fancied a run out in the car for a drink.
Do I look as if I fancy going out for a drink? I've just washed my hair. Or did you think I'd been in an accident?
All right, there's no need to bite me head off.
Well,
Well, can't you get it dry?
yeah, about half an hour with an hairdryer.
Well then. I said, well then.
Oh, Billy, I'm sorry. I don't fancy going out for a drink tonight.
You don't?
I've said.
Yeah, I was told you were in a bit of a mood.
I'm not in a bit of a mood. Who said I was?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I'm not. I've just washed my hair and I fancy a quiet night at home, that's all.
Deirdre,
What?
what's bugging you?
Nothing.
Oh, come on, I get the distinct impression that you're cheesed off about something.
Well, isn't everybody at some time or another?
No, I'm not.
Oh, come off it.
No, I'm not. Well, not lately, anyway.
Look at you.
Are you regretting?
No, I'm not.
Then what's this about you wanting a job away from here?
Flaming Langton.
Do you?
I wouldn't mind.
But we get married in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
Then how can you?
I can't.
And that bugs you?
Yeah, it does.
That's a great start, man.
Billy, you've done your travelling. I've not been any further than...
It's not 6 months since you got back from Mallorca.
A flaming hen party.
Oh, I see. So it's just not the travel.
Oh, be careful, Billy.
Well, I reckon that's a bit strong. You anchoring up. I mean, 3 weeks before you're due at the
Well,
auction.
I'm sorry, I can't help the way I feel.
You can't.
No, I can't. I can't help feeling unsettled.
Right, look, well, I suggest you start feeling settled like now. Because I've bloody had it.